Have you ever looked up at the sun and wonder what it's made of? Well, you should probably stop, because looking at the sun with your naked eyes is not healthy. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist. Today we'll be taking a look at a video that I found on David Weiss's channel, DITRH, and it's Marty Leeds explaining why we should not know what the sun is made of. Take it away, Marty.
So why do I not debate flat Earth? Why have you guys never seen me in one of these modern day debates or anything like that about flat Earth? You know why? Because the Earth's flat. There's nothing to debate.
I wholeheartedly agree that there is truly nothing to debate. But with the rest of that statement, I've got nothing to agree about. Because the Earth is observably not flat.
We can debate everything that's going on upstairs.
We also don't have to debate space, because we know quite a bit about it.
Everything else about our cosmology becomes intense speculation, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Just because you lack the knowledge on a subject doesn't mean that nobody knows what's going on in that subject. As an example, I don't have a lot of knowledge about how an airplane engine is assembled. But that doesn't mean it's put together by magic and the plane flies on unicorn farts, and that all the engineers that work on them are lying.
All right, who's going to prove me wrong?
So when you look up, and this is the theme of this entire live stream, is basically this. When you look up at the sun, what is it?
It's bright. It is very bright. Please don't look at it without the proper eye protection.
What is the sun? Now, modern science basically says, well, it's the sun, it's this ball of, and it fuses hydrogen atoms to make helium in its core, and it fuses about 6 million tons of hydrogen every single second, yielding 596 million tons of helium. The remaining 4 million tons of how would you prove any of that?
That was quite a mouthful to read. And yes, it does all that. That's where all the heat comes from. It's called fusion, and scientists are working daily to try and recreate fusion here on Earth.
How do they know what's inside of the sun? They don't.
Before you just say don't, try and research it, or do a simple Google for that matter, or even better, go do a course on it. Getting back to the point, we know what the sun is made of by doing solar spectral analysis, where a spectrum of the sun's light is taken and there are different absorption bands. These absorption bands are compared to absorption bands of known elements, and if they match, that gives us quite a good indication of what the sun is made of.
How do they know the sun is a ball? Well, it looks like a ball, and we've got the yeah, but you would have to go and actually go and land on the sun to prove what that sun is at all. And that goes for any of the objects in the stars whatsoever, right?
If NASA says it's too hot to go to the sun, then why don't we go at night when the sun turns off?
We know that the sun is a sphere. Firstly, we've got multiple probes that has completed missions to the sun, currently doing missions to the sun, and more to come in the future. Now you might say that we as public do not have access to send probes to the sun, but what you can do, you can track sunspots right here from Earth and see how they move across the surface of the sun as it rotates. And what object stays the same as it rotates? That's right, it's a sphere.
So, of course, they tell us what the sun is. The sun is formed 4.6 billion years ago. It's a giant spinning cloud of gas and dust began to collapse due to its gravity. Much material collapsed together, formed the sun. How do you prove any of that? How do you prove any of that?
The age of the sun is done by radiometric dating and the rate of fission of hydrogen to helium along with the energy that the sun emits.
The fact is that when we look up in the sky, this is the difference between of a Gnostic, or what we could say even like a spiritually inclined understanding of our cosmology.
So, you think you're right because you looked up at the sky and says, this hot, bright thing is only 6,000 years old because I've got a book that says so.
Is that everything upstairs is immaterial and everything down here is material, which means everything up there we can't say anything about.
Let's leave old Marty here, where he thinks space is not made of matter and the sun is a flashlight. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button and share my content with your friends and family. It really does help a lot. Huge thank you to my YouTube members and Patreon subscribers for supporting this channel with their finances. If you'd like to join, the links are down in the description. As always, I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist, and I'll see you next time.